Bala, Bala. Bala. Chennai உள்ள அமெரிக்க துணை தூதர் US Consul General in Chennai with Arthur. Congratulations. To come forward to conduct such things here, and you also said in your speech that thousands of things have been identified and 300 is in pipeline to get back. Can you just tell about the data, how much things are there, particularly in US?
Well, I think, first of all, good morning, everybody. I want to leave questions like that to the many experts that we have here at the workshop who will know the numbers, the provenance, and the variety of all of these amazing pieces of heritage that are coming back to their rightful place. Thanks to the great work that we're celebrating this morning in this workshop on cultural preservation and antiquities. This brings together experts and expertise from India, from Nepal, and from the U.S. to talk about how we can build an architecture to preserve and celebrate our culture and our heritage, and how we can work together to make sure that those pieces and that heritage is respected and that it's honored. And this is based upon the recent signing of the Cultural Property Agreement by Ambassador Garcetti, together with Cultural Secretary Mohan. And so as we begin the workshop this week, this is both a chance to celebrate our achievement in signing this cultural property agreement, our cooperation in coming together to preserve the amazing and diverse heritage that India has. But also, it's a beginning as we look forward together to sharing information, to honoring and protecting our heritage, and to working together in a law enforcement capacity, in a cultural capacity, and in every capacity to make sure that this heritage is protected and that it's respected. And to me, and I said this in my remarks, the takeaway of this workshop and of our relationship is one of respect. This cooperation, this agreement is about respecting our ancestors, it's about respecting our history, it's about respecting our heritage, and it's about respecting one another as friends and partners. So I, as the Consul General here in Chennai, and all of Mission India, our embassy in New Delhi, Ambassador Garcetti leading our efforts, and all of the consulates, are hugely proud to be partners with our Indian friends in preserving and celebrating this amazing culture. Thank you very much. I don't have those details, but I know many experts here do, and they can talk to them. Everybody, thank you very much for coming out and making time for this. Appreciate it.
give. So this grassroots level approach always helps us to prevent the thefts from the temple. Last but not the least, we involved in legal battles to bring back our stolen idols from abroad. I want to say that in the past years, Homeland Security Investigations, a U.S. federal agency, has played a key role in bringing efforts by Homeland Security Investigations, Archaeological Survey of India, French Institute of Pondicherry, HRNCE, and various other agencies. We are in cooperation in combating the art and antiquity crime. In addition to these 11 idols already returned, 11 more idols are identified or to be with Homeland Security Investigations, which belong to various Homeland Security Investigation officers, to consider our request and take steps to hand over these 11 idols to our temples of Tamil Nadu. My dear participants of this workshop, today marks the beginning of a journey dedicated to protecting and preserving our rich cultural heritage. The diversity and expertise present in this room is truly inspiring. This multifaceted approach is the need of the hour to combat antiquities and trafficking, which not only endangers our cultural heritage but also undermines the rule of law. I once again thank U.S. Consulate General, HSI, ASI, Government of Nepal, the participants from Government of Nepal, and all other departments who made this coordination happen. As we move forward to this workshop, I encourage each one of you to share your insights and also learn from one another. The strategies, the partnership that we develop here will serve as a vital foundation for our ongoing and future efforts. Together, we can make a meaningful impact in preserving our rich cultural legacy for future generations. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. CT Chennai, Christopher Hodges, please.
Bro, sir. Sir, here, sir.
Dr. Dinakaran, please. Dr. Manju. Mr. Abhay Kumar, please. Mr. Abhay Kumar, please.
This is a hardly total is about 3 feet. It is on the niche part of the temple. The Bhadra niche, that was the main portion. And in Paris, it's about 3 by 1.2 meters approximately.
No, it is not from Central India, not South India, because
story behind it. Giving something towards the queen. See in the hand. It's like an offering. Yeah. So this is really interesting. So this
and after Subhash Kapoor arrest, many cases were arrested and we got back. This is what latest in one of the investigations.
Thousands of things have been identified and 300 is in pipeline to get back. Can you just tell about the data, how much things are there, particularly in US? Is there any data that how much is in the touch to retrieve back?
Well, I think, first of all, good morning, everybody. I want to leave questions like that to the many experts that we have here at the workshop who will know the numbers, the provenance.
How we protect, celebrate, conserve, and amplify our cultural heritage, and how we work together to make sure that it stays that way. I want to provide my special thanks to colleagues at the Department of Homeland Security's Homeland Security Investigations for the really important work they've done with Indian colleagues, together with the government of India, the government of Nepal, and the state of Tamil Nadu, for their good work and their cooperation
as colleagues and really as friends in building such an effective and robust agenda for this week. We've got a lot of expertise in this room, diversity of education, experience, background, perspective, academic fields, from archaeologists to historians to cultural specialists, to the nebulous government phrase subject matter experts, which captures a lot of different people, and academics. The diversity of this room, however, is all united in pursuit of a common goal, and that is the preservation of our cultural heritage and the prevention of trafficking in cultural property. So when you bring together this amount of brain power, this amount of commitment, this amount of knowledge in service of a common goal like this, it's exciting. And it's fitting that we're here in Tamil Nadu. You know, I was just saying to one of my colleagues on the days that as an American, and I fully take responsibility for my ignorance on this point, I've always wanted to come to India. I've got an Indian, married to an Indian woman from Fiji, and so for the last 22 years, it's been our goal to get to India. But the India that I thought I knew was an India of the Mughals, and New Delhi, and Mumbai, and chicken tikka, and all of these things that for a lot of Americans are India. But when you actually get to India, and particularly South India, you realize that this country is so much more. That you have, just here in Tamil Nadu, you have the Pallava Empire, the Chola Empire, an empire that once stretched all the way to Thailand and Malaysia. Many of you know this. You're like, yeah, okay. But it was new to me. Very exciting. And this is the case as you travel west through Karnataka into Kerala, as you travel north, as you go towards Calcutta in the east. The number of languages and cultures and civilizations that make up India is remarkable. It's remarkable. I mean, it's Mahabalipuram is a great example, but it's only one of thousands of temples and ruins here in India that remind us that we all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, wherever we live and whoever we are, and that there is so much here to draw from and to honor. And that's why we're so committed to the preservation of cultural heritage everywhere, but particularly here with, I'm really hitting my piece hard on this microphone, particularly here with our partners in India. Just a few weeks ago, Ambassador Garcetti signed a cultural property agreement with Govind Mohan, the Secretary of the Indian Ministry of Culture, under the Convention on Cultural Property Implementation Act. That's a lot of governmentese, but it really signifies the beginning, I think, of something very exciting. It is a key milestone in ensuring protection of Indian cultural heritage and enhancing cooperation between the U.S. and India in preserving and returning stolen artifacts to their rightful custodians. Homeland Security Investigations has a long history of doing this with the Archaeological Survey of India, repatriating stolen artifacts, many of which originated in Tamil Nadu. Currently, HSI and ASI are coordinating repatriation of over 1,000 artifacts. I understand there are 300 already in the pipeline moving forward, and many, many more to come. I think if we all went in any direction, even from this Weston, I should leave space to recognize that achievement. If we go in any direction from the Weston here, we would, with shovels or keen eyes, even here, you see so much that denotes the richness of this relationship. This cooperation is just one of the aspects in which the U.S.-India relationship has never been stronger. And before I wish you a productive discussion this week, I just want to say, so what does all this mean, actually? Like, why is this so important? Preserving cultural heritage is very important. To me, this is about respect. This is about the respect that we show our heritage. It's about the respect that we show our ancestors. And it's about the respect that we show each other as partners and friends, Americans and Indians. And that respect, without respect, nothing in a relationship can happen. And so this is a sign of the respect that we have for one another, the excitement that we hold as we move forward. And I'm very happy to join my colleagues in the U.S. government and all of you here today to celebrate. Thank you.
Yes, I and ASI. It is great happening today in Chennai that we are meeting here to discuss several things about the antiquity and trafficking of antiquity, which are spread all over the world. Our rich cultural representatives, which have been taken away from here, and this is the good beginning here, that we are discussing how to protect it and not to allow such thing happening further. I think this is the first conference of this type in my knowledge, and I hope by the present knowledge or the experience of the few, I think few people are experienced about this, and day by day the enthusiasm is increasing among the scholars, and I think much more research is required, because to identify antiquity is a very difficult thing, and with the help of the technology and also the deep research in our cultural heritage that is required, and my friend in ASI will make great effort, because ultimately it is human experience which decide whether this is the antique or non-antique, and that is more important to identify such things and to bring out the genuine thing back. That will be our task of the department. And going further, Archaeological Survey of India, I will talk about the Archaeological Survey of India, its role in the regulating the antiquity import and export in India since 1972, rather 1976, when we started implementing the Antiquity and Archaeology Act, which was enacted in 1972 and came in implementation after 1976. And fortunately, till date, we have got 358 antiquities back from the different countries, like USA, Australia, some of the countries in the Europe, and many more countries are actually ready to share or to give back those antiquities which are actually we have proved they went from India to those countries. This is good sign, and we follow that this Antiquity Act came into existence after the Convention of 1970, UNESCO Convention. And the aim of it, actually every country has right to retain its cultural heritage with it. The first right of a country is on its cultural property, and then there are other methods by sharing each other's heritage in a different way. There are more, but whichever has gone illegally outside, that should be bring back and should be given a proper respect and exhibited or returned to its original place. That is the aim of the act. And luckily, our Prime Minister has appealed to the people that Vikas bhi or Virasat bhi. This is actually one objective of the act, and now we are also, ESI is also becoming more proactive, taking interest, and as a result in last 10 years, we have got 345 antiquities repatriated from different countries of the world, and before that only 13 antiquities were actually came back. So that is the impact of when actually our authority or the leader take interest in the culture. That is good sign, and in future we are looking that there are more and more antiquities are coming back, and as our chief guest informed that there are much more to come back, and recently we have identified some 300 antiquities in USA with the help of the respective authority in the USA, and they are also likely to come back in future, and we are sending our team there, and there are so many antiquities in other places also, and I hope we will be in position to make a balance that the things are actually remaining in India, and maybe cultural relation may allow something to retain by the government, actually that we should also showcase our culture in the other country also, but that illegal route should not be adopted. There should be a proper cultural relationship with each country, and that way we can share our culture with the other countries.
And our beloved